I was doing a lot of these videos and they about narcissism, and there I was doing this some features, special features. I use my own examples also, and there are one important thing is enviousness. Enviousness is a very dangerous social poison. Enviousness, we know, it's very, very dangerous because that's the motivating factor to attack. If somebody is envious against me, then that person is going to attack me. So why should I get attacked? If I am getting attacked, there's no peace in it. There's no peace between myself and that envious person. There's no peace. There's no friendship. There's no relationship. That's all. Enviousness, maybe from your sister, brother, relation, parents, or whoever. Identify that and just leave alone them. Don't get closer. Otherwise, these are the people who is going to deceive others, and they organize also. Envious person is not going to do the envious acts by herself or himself alone. They organize other people also by manipulative ways to attack. So one day, if I give examples, one day when I was a medical student and I was studying for my second MBA, I bought, in addition to the textbooks, there's also textbooks, but not a compulsory textbook that, but we used to have. So one day, my mother and father visited to my hostel where I was in the hostel in the Colombo University Medical Faculty, and they, my mother told my good son, he touched my head also, good son, can you give your 2 books to this person? 2 books to this person. That person is crying. That fellow don't have books, telling the books that you have. I said, these books, additional books, I got these books by saving some money which father used to give me. Father was also there. If I was telling lies, he could have told, no, you are telling lies. I gave you more money. No, it's not. I spent low and saved, and I gave those books. Then what's happening to my studies? What is happening to my studies? That is not considered by that crying person. Just cry deceptively to get my 2 books. I never got those 2 books back. I never got those 2 books back. So those are simple tests that you can do to find whether there's envious within your family. And then my other experience, the factor that you can see is whether that person is helpful at a crisis. When you are at a serious crisis and you need help from others, whether there is helpful. One important factor for enviousness, one is that I had books. Another important factor that I think that I could have migrated to Canada from Sri Lanka. That is, somebody is in Sri Lanka, for them it is a enviousness. So there's a gap, no? There's a gap. That gap is leading to enviousness. When I was in crisis in Canada, I asked those affluent people in my family to help me. Can you help me? Then they asked me, oh, when you are going to come back to Sri Lanka? When you are going to come back to Sri Lanka? You return to Sri Lanka and stay in Sri Lanka. So is that the way when there is a crisis? Say that when there is a crisis and I go to bank and the manager is going to give me what is this called, overdraft. Some money back, or you use this money and try to overcome your crisis and get back, and then you pay this money and you because they depend on the people, those who have some money. When there's a crisis, there should be a lubricant, or there should be some support. If the family is not giving you a support, and they refuse and they try to use that thing to have their mental problem settled. That is the gap. Somebody is in Canada, other one is in Sri Lanka. So that if they are going to use that crisis to overcome their problem in their head of that gap, then that's also another test. So that test is when somebody is in crisis, they are not others help. I told one other thing, that is, these people, envious people, are not fighting alone. They are manipulating the others. They go through others and see who may support to this fellow. They want to crush the person and get crush him to the crisis, double the crisis. They crush the person to double or triple crisis and get somehow the fellow down. That's how they are. So they try, that person is not helping, that's there, and then they get other affordable or helpful people and they manipulate them and get them not to help the person. That's happening. So I told you now 3 things. One is that when you have something, they are going to remove it in a manipulative way. When you don't have something, they want to aggravate the situation, and that not helping and contacting others, manipulating others, deceiving others, and get that others not to help. So these are very biggest problems. But we can minimize the envious acts. Envious acts we can minimize. For that, so somehow you have to marginalize in a maximum capacity. Otherwise your society is going to be in a big trouble, and the society is going to control by these envious people. So the family's envious person is the controller of the family, because that fellow is having various deceptive, manipulative organization within the family to harass others, envious attacks. So then it is very dangerous situation. So that what you have to do is to identifying them, spot them, note them, tell others, this person this is highly suspicious of envious, and because of that this fellow should be isolated. Until that, this fellow is going to act every time. Thank you very much for watching this video.